Hi, I'm Dave Clark, and this video is about repairing a cordless Black Decker Alligator Lopper. First of all, let me say that I really like this chainsaw for both its safety features and its ease of use. But one thing that I have learned the hard way is that the spring-loaded chain cover is not rigidly mounted in the horizontal axis. You'll notice that there's a fair amount of play in this cover, and that if it is inadvertently pushed to the side, it can actually come into contact with the blade. While using this alligator to remove a dead limb on a tree, I got up too close to the trunk and unknowingly allowed the side of the chain cover to make contact with it. And it was quickly brought to my attention when the chain bit into the aluminum cover, and this resulted in the chain coming off as well as some damage to the chain cover. Before we get into the actual video of a repair, let me discuss a few factors that will help you decide whether you want to do this. There is no repair manual available from Black Decker. I checked with a customer service. The replacement part is called the chain cover or saw top cover, and it's sold by Amazon for $34 with free shipping. Or you can get it from a number of sources online, and I believe that almost all of these are drop shippers. That is, that they will take your order and contact the wholesaler to ship it to you. All of the sellers, including Amazon, will tell you it will be 1 to 2 weeks before the part is actually shipped. I chose an outfit called eReplacementParts.com and paid $12.43 for the part and another $12 for shipping. And it took every bit of 2 weeks for me to get it. This is a small but somewhat complicated repair. There are a lot of items that will need to go back together precisely and in the correct order, or it will not work. It's a good idea to take iPhone photos at different junctures in order to leave a trail of crumbs to help you put this chainsaw back together. The panhead screws holding this chainsaw together can be somewhat difficult to break loose, and they will demand care not to cam out these screw heads if you plan to use the same screws to put it back together. I strongly suggest using a good quality Phillips No. 2 screwdriver, preferably with an anti-cam out tip. On especially recalcitrant screws, I will put a little bit of valve grinding compound on the tip of the screwdriver, and this seems to help quite a bit. Always make sure that the screwdriver is perpendicular to the screw, and you may need to push down quite hard to help this take purchase. I do not recommend using an impact drill for removing these screws, especially if you plan to reuse them. To start off, we're going to remove the 2 bolts that hold down this large chain cover plate. Next, we're going to remove the chain as well as the chain bar. Next, it's best to remove the motor cover. Next, I'm going to remove the 3 machine screws at the base of this structure. And when I do, it will free up this half of the chainsaw, and we can lay it over on its side. But first, I'll disconnect the wires and take out these screws. Next, I'm going to remove all of the sheet metal screws from the bottom half of the chainsaw. Now I can remove the top cover of the bottom half of the chainsaw. Now the part that we're interested in is the spring which holds the chain cover in place, but also provides the spring action. We're going to remove this, set it aside, and then we're going to remove the chain cover. And you'll have to pull this all the way back for this part to make its way out. Before we put the new chain cover on, I'm going to use a little Lubriplate lithium grease on the shaft, and push it up through here. Now, put it back in place, and we will put the spring back on it. Like so. We'll notice the spring action is working. Our job now is to put the chainsaw back together. And that's going to be slightly more complicated than taking it apart. The first thing we're going to do is to replace the cover for the bottom section of the chainsaw. I have put all the screws into the top half of the bottom section. In order to get the two arms of the lopper back together, there are two items that must be precisely lined up. The first item is this cog track, which interfaces with this black gear, and that black gear causes this jaw to open and close. In order to do this, you simply place the handle where it normally would rest, both up at the top and at the bottom. In doing that, the gears will automatically go into the right place and no special alignment procedure is needed. On the other hand, there is a clock spring right here which must be engaged with this slot in the arm. Care must be taken so that this spring connector wire is located on the top of the wire ring, and on the other side the connector wire is on the bottom of the wire ring. Next, we're going to flip this over, and you'll see that I have made a mark with a Sharpie to tell me where the proper slot is located on the underside. This will greatly help me align that slot with the wire spring. Before putting these two parts together, you're going to need to put this end of the wire spring just slightly to the right of that black gear. Then, as you lower this part, you will engage the wire spring just below the Sharpie mark. You'll also take care to make sure that the two handles are properly aligned, and then it's a very good idea to lock the two arms together with a locking mechanism. If you don't use this locking mechanism, you run the risk of accidentally moving the top arm and allowing the spring wire to disengage from its slot. that's something you'd prefer not to do. The next step is to verify that the spring is engaged in the proper slot, and you can see the mark right there and the spring. Next, you'll take a pair of needle nose pliers and grasp the other end of the spring and place it into a slot that is just to the right of this machine screw opening. Black Decker uses this cup-like structure to join the two handles of the chainsaw together. They use 3 machine screws which will screw into the bottom of the motor mount. If you put the cup in place and then try to put the screws in, it can be quite difficult because the screws will want to stick to the strong magnet in the motor. I have found that it is much easier to pre-place these screws into the holes in the bottom of the cup and then lower the cup into position. Happily, there are some small holes in the bottom of the cup with matching nipples on the motor mount. When you lower the cup into place, make sure the alignment holes match up with the nipples, and then start the machine screws. Once the machine screws are securely in place, you can reattach the wires. Note that they are color-coded to the connectors, and it's red to red and black to black. Before we proceed any further with the reassembly, I think this is a good time to check out the electrical connections and make sure that everything is intact. I've put a battery into the chainsaw, and I'm going to test the motor. Looks like it's working. The last part of the repair is to put the motor cover back on. You don't need to watch me put the chain bar or the chain back on. If you have any questions about this, please ask them in the comments section. Thank you for watching.